Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a videocast and podcast from univrm.com. Today is one of our current event news articles titled, What Would a World Democracy Look Like? Have you ever noticed the word democracy used all the time but seems to mean completely different things depending on who is saying it? There's a good reason for this, because the word has 5 definitions. The first definition, government by the people, a form of government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised directly by them or by their elected agents under a free electoral system. Second definition, a state having such a form of government, i.e., the United States and Canada are democracies. Third definition, a state of society characterized by formal equality of rights and privileges. Definition number 4, political or social equality and democratic spirit. Definition number 5, the common people of a community as distinguished from any privileged class, the common people with respect to their political power. The fifth definition of democracy is defined above, no longer in fashion. The essence of democracy as originally intended, because the other 4 definitions no longer true anywhere when all the definitions are taken together. Definition 1 is moot because professional politicians elected by a majority or plurality are a privileged class. This does not comply with the 5th definition. Definition 2 includes states which have professional politicians and therefore not democracies. Definition 3, a modern comedy, because political and social equality do not exist for majorities of alleged democratic countries. The pesky 5th definition of democracy as the common people of a community as distinguished from any privileged class, the common people with respect to their political power, not something anyone with power, money, or force dare acknowledge. We dare to ask the question, especially in light of current event news, what would a world democracy look like? A modern world democracy comprised of ordinary citizens drafted by lottery to serve a single term of 4 years. The definition is explicit: the common people of a community as distinguished from any privileged class, the common people with respect to their political power, the global community of democracy without politics, religions, money, military, second terms, or other corruptions of the representative process would be, well, a true democracy. A modern world democracy comprised of 50% males and 50% females, although females, due to longevity, will be a majority of the upper age groups. A modern world democracy comprised of statistical age groups starting at the age of the oldest democratic form of community membership in a democracy, Judaism, bat mitzvah for girls at 12 and bar mitzvah for boys at 13, and all younger people trained in social and democracy issues as part of the world community. With the advancement of technology and healthcare, eventually there will be a greater proportion of the population who live past 65, which is not true now. There are approximately 7 billion people on planet Earth, 1.5 billion people under the age of community, as defined above. Statistical percentages of population by current country used for the lottery at 1/10,000th for the 4-year representative tenure for a total global legislature of 7,000 people representing the 7 billion people on Earth. The first order of business for the global legislature to elect a second legislature of experts drawn from the best minds in every field of human endeavor who also can serve only 1 term. From farmers to physicists, both houses must agree by a majority vote on any legislation. The breakdown of our legislature would then look like ages 12-13 to 17-18, 50% male and 50% female, 700. 19 to 24, half male, half female, 700. 25 to 30, half male and half female, 700. 31 to 36, half male, half female, 700. 37 to 42, half male and half female, 700. 43 to 48, half male and half female, 700. 49 to 54, half male and half female, 700. 55 to 60, half male and half female, 700. 60 to 65, half male and half female, 700. 65 plus, 35% male and 65% female, 700. Current event news will change, to say the least. A constitution, judiciary, and mechanism for protecting minorities needed probably through a 100% vote of both houses on any legislation targeting minorities. There are many other factors that cannot be included in a single article on current event news, but the general idea fascinating. The question is, could it be any worse than the current neo-feudal fractured world of misery, poverty, war, and injustice? Every existing politician, religious fanatic, monarch, prince, and rich cabal throwing an absolute fit gives reason enough to attempt it, or some other system that does not continue the historical march of madness. Copyright 2012, univrm.com, trademarked, all rights reserved. At univrm.com, we create original content with humor and satire on current event news, opinion articles, economy articles, science current events, and our science fiction book series titled Change Hope. As an advertisement, please remember univrm.com offering our science fiction book series Change Hope, released as a series on a chapter and book-by-book basis like the old Amazing Stories magazine. Change Hope available in all ebook formats and as an audiobook. You can purchase by going to www.univrm.com/downloads/. You can listen to this article via podcast at the iTunes Store by subscribing to univrm.com or read it on Facebook at the UNIVRM channel. You can also listen or subscribe to our articles via videocast or podcast on YouTube on the UNIVRM channel. This has been a videocast and podcast from univrm.com, and we hope to bring you more in future.